So let's go through the Debs and do an accounting of Debras and see what we
We
got
should
here.
start with the accountant.
Well, I'm actually not a Deborah.
Oh,
I'm a Debbie Marie.
well, that's good though. It's close.
Yes.
So Debbie Marie does.
I'm Debbie Marie Lestitian, and I'm the Chief Administration Officer.
Okay.
So my departments are finance, budget, personnel, and all the boards, authorities, and commissions.
So you sit on top of the big pile of people and know and essentially parse out sort
I
of.
guess that's one way to put it, yes.
Yeah, and put out the paychecks and the 1099s.
All the people and all the money. How
That's
about
good.
that?
You're a very important lady.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I second that. I second that.
And so let's do the middle, Debra.
Yes, I am the Chief of Innovation and Performance, and welcome to IMP.
And this is
This is IMP right here.
This is the way the city's going to go from now on, right? It's about being technologically inclined and looking at innovative ways to engage your constituents, or the constituents of the city of Pittsburgh.
That's right.
So this is totally cool.
Awesome.
And one more.
I'm Deborah Walker. I'm the Director of the Office of Municipal Investigation. Our responsibility is to investigate all misconduct against the city code and standards.
Okay, so you're another important lady because you've been in the news a little bit lately, right?
Yes, I
It's
have.
kind of like doing your job and handling situations.
That's correct.
Cool. So what is your takeaway from all of this? Like, you see this sort of engagement from the people out there in the city. Like, how does that resonate with you?
Very much. I talked to a friend of mine from DC last night who is involved in government in DC, and she thought this was just excellent. She said she doesn't know of any other city that's doing this, so she gave us thumbs up.
And it's kind of par for the course for this administration. Like, you guys are really looking for ways, it feels like, at least from an outsider, right? Because I'm not involved on the intimate level like you guys are, but looking for ways to be progressive, be different, be innovative, wrap in sort of big ideas, but yet still involve the community at a sort of everyday person level. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would even say not just big ideas, but actually actions.
Yeah.
So, it's one thing to talk about a lot of ideas, but, we are actually on the ground doing stuff every day to improve the lives of Pittsburgh and
So-
residents of Pittsburgh.
Let's talk about your department a little bit, and just get real close to this mic for me, because I know that the startup community and the entrepreneurial community in Pittsburgh is looking at you guys in a very excited way, and they see opportunity in relationships with the Department of Innovation. So how do you feel about the startup community and how the crossover can occur?
Yeah, I think the startup community and in fact the whole innovation community has been doing amazing work, and I really, really value their partnership and everything that they've done to make Pittsburgh the city that it is, and I actually look forward to working with them further. And as you know, we just hosted our Makers Roundtable
Right.
as a start of a series of roundtables with the innovation community to really drive and support and encourage innovation going forward. So, look forward to that.
And it's interesting, right? Because these makers, these doers, these innovators, these tech guys are really the next sort of generation. Maybe that's the wrong word, but they're the next level, the next set of economic things to happen, right? Like, these small companies that are struggling oftentimes to kind of get their footing are the next the next Soul Power, the next Four Moms, and what you guys do to encourage that is really meaningful to them.
Yeah, it's a number of things. We have a really strong university and research in the city, as well as a historic manufacturing base. So there's a lot of good advantages that the city has. But one of the things that we're also looking to is working with the Bureau of Neighborhood Empowerment to really think about, innovation and opportunities for all of the city.
Yeah, and that resonates.
Not just to a certain demographic or a certain neighborhood or a certain area, but really how to guide innovation throughout the city.
And it resonates with us, right? So we chose Allentown because we believe that a healthy city is a city that has smart people dispersed evenly through it and not consolidated in one place. And so when I hear you guys talk about giving opportunity to neighborhoods like Allentown, to the West End, to Larmer, right? Like, that's really important. Like, we need to have disperse the people evenly so that everybody can interact. So how do you see sort of the logistical end of all of this? And you have a very dry sort of
do.
logistical thing to talk
I
about
try
now.
to make it fun. I
Yeah,
do.
so how do you make logistics fun?
Well, I work very closely with Guy Costa. And
Oh,
we
he's
have
fun.
We have an operations suite along with Latrenda Leonard, and the three of us tackle a lot of issues on a daily basis. We're basically firefighting, and everything is operations and money and people. So
Yeah.
the three of us work very closely together.
Is she on it?
So give the people of the City of Pittsburgh some insight into what your day-to-day looks like. So what do you
Well, I
what's-
normally have a to-do list that I prepare early in the morning when I wake up, and I generally don't get to the to-do list until 3 days
emails?
later because of everything else that happens daily that needs more attention or immediate attention. Daily basis?
Yeah.
Gosh, what would be a typical day? Meetings from 9 a.m. until 6, 7 p.m. at night.
I describe Deborah as a problem solver.
Yeah.
Oh,
You bring problems to her, and she will help you resolve it. And
Well,
she's
thank you.
very effective in that nature.
Thank
And
you.
that's why she covers everything from people to money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a very wide range of
But
issues.
it is boring. Like,
But there's a very wide range of
It is.
issues,
I'm
and
the
it needs to
first
be
to admit it.
tackled, and it's not easy to tackle
Yeah.
these issues, and it's not sexy to tackle.
Right.
Well,
But it's-
it is though, because the back end of that financial infrastructure,
That's
right?
right.
You're working to modernize
That's
it,
right.
and you're working to make it more progressive
Absolutely.
and
Trying
to
to-
bringing it to a standard that maybe not isn't there yet.
That's exactly right. The whole works, especially personnel and finance, and we need to become more. We have to upgrade everything. Everything's kind of stuck in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They're going to
and-
innovate.
Yeah.
And the one thing I have to say, being new to the city, I've never worked in government before, and I have to say I've met so many really wonderful city employees that, unfortunately in the press, only people who make mistakes get the coverage.
That is- yeah.
But on a daily basis, there are many, many people who are wonderful people who are here to serve the residents, and it's really my pleasure to work in
Well,
this environment.
And without you guys kind of grinding along and modernizing this back end, the cool stuff that Deborah is going to be able to do for
Yes.
the innovation community and sort of what Guy
we
does,
figure
right?
out how to make that happen.
Yeah, and
behind the
adding
scenes.
efficiencies to
Yes.
that is going to save the city money.
Yes.
It's going to allow us to do more cool things, right?
Well, a lot of times we have a chiefs meeting or a chief and directors meeting once a week with the mayor, and Deborah Lamb's like, I've got this initiative on the Carnegie Mellon, all this like flash and lights.
She's just making it rain, isn't she?
And
Just
it's
like
Dr. Porter's talking to the White House, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I counted some money today. It's kind of boring. It's dull. It's dull compared to a lot of the exciting things going on in the bureau and other innovative things that are happening. So, but
Cool.
again, I'm perfectly fine with that role.
yeah,
I'm glad to be the
We
anchor.
couldn't do all the things
The
that we do
anchor,
without
yeah.
Debbie.
Right.
absolutely.
And Deborah Walker helps keeps us in line, in check.
Yeah.
Always thinking about
Yes.
the ethics and everything that we should be doing right for the city of Pittsburgh.
And that's what is resonates with a lot of people my age with Mayor Peduto, is that there seems to be an ethical motive, and there seems to be a real desire to have a transparent and open government. So,
Exactly.
what are the kinds of things that you guys are thinking about?
Well, one of the things that our approach has changed in terms of how we deal with the community and also people that may violate city government policies and procedures is that we want people to feel that, one, they will be treated fairly, that they can come to our office and talk with us about what happened, and then walk them through the process in terms of what happened and then the end result of that. And I think that treating people with dignity and respect helps a lot in terms of the end result.
So, looking forward the next 5 years, is there something you're particularly excited about that you think is an opportunity to change the dynamic between maybe the perception and the reality between the community and its interface with government and police and fire and all of that stuff?
We're looking forward to begin in the future Inspector General model where we will be reaching out and investigating not just police misconduct or the Bureau employees misconduct, but everything that involves waste, fraud, etc. So that's the model that we're working towards.
That's awesome. And it's super important, right? Like, the city has to trust administration so that you guys aren't distracted putting out fires, right? Like, you can't waste
Exactly.
time chasing your own tail and explaining yourself. There has to be a level of trust. And those kind of systems obviously are being built into place so that people can get down to the work of paying for things and building relationships with the tech community and innovating on data and all the stuff that's going on in the other
because
departments.
if you don't have trust, sometimes that will cross over into Debbie's area with money.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so then we have issues with money and those kinds of things.
I
So-
totally trust Debbie with my money, so
I
I may
do
actually
too.
like turn my finances over to her because I'm not super good at them. I'm going to be honest, like that entrepreneurial spirit doesn't necessarily mean that you control your mania all the time. It's
Yeah.
just this is
Well, you
long.
have more important things to be thinking about.
Well, you're just a wild card. Like, you just never know what's going to happen. Ladies, thank you so much for
you.
jumping in.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Nice to
it.
meet you.
It's great meeting the three Debras, Debbies and Debras.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.